All right, finally, the UN, shockingly, surprisingly, I mean, completely surprising. I was shocked by this. The UN has now declared officially, before it was unofficial, now it's officially, that there is a famine going on in Gaza. Now they had to change some of the parameters and how they define famine exactly in order to make this declaration. But now they have assessed that there are famine conditions accidentally right where Israel has threatened to take over, that is the city of Gaza. So there are food shortages in and around Gaza City. Well, maybe that suggests that Israel should take it over finally, because the reality is that there's no famine in the 75% of the Gazan territory that Israel occupies. Israeli occupation actually guarantees that Palestinians get fed. The only reason Gazans don't get fed in areas that Hamas controls is because Hamas holds the food and doesn't distribute it to them. So the solution has always been the destruction of Hamas and Israel occupation of Gaza Strip. That will solve the humanitarian problem. That will solve the famine problem. Not that there is such a problem, but if there was. It'll solve the aid problem. I mean, Israel will provide security for the aid. It is just stunning to me how much these people lie, deceive, the extent to which their hatred of Israel is such that they're willing to make themselves out to be complete and utter liars on the world stage. And that the world, of course, doesn't call them on it because they're happy to engage in hating on the Jews. The very idea that Israel should be feeding its enemy, the very idea that humanitarian aid should be flowing into Gaza while the Gazans, not just Hamas, Gazans, hold hostages. The very notion that somehow Israel is responsible for feeding, providing water, electricity, and internet service to its enemies. Yeah, this is altruism taken to... Now, Israel is very mistaken. It should have never got itself into this position. This war should have been over a year and a half ago. It shouldn't have taken more than 3 months. It should have been quick, decisive, brutal, ruthless. And it should have been devoid of any humanitarian aid. But it could have been so quick that it wouldn't have mattered. They should have shut off the water, shut off the electricity, shut off the internet, and gone in full force, no holds barred, told the Palestinian civilians to evacuate to the beaches, built tent cities over there, send them tents, and destroyed the rest of the Gaza Strip and annihilated Hamas. And I know many of the hostages that are alive today would be dead. I know that. And it's horrible. What I'm proposing is horrible. But it's the only way to guarantee the destruction of evil and to guarantee long-term security and to prevent more hostages from being taken. Hamas values hostages so much that yesterday or the day before, they sent 18 Hamas fighters to try to attack an Israeli military position inside Gaza with the sole purpose of trying to take more hostages. Luckily, they were stopped and killed. Most of them were killed. How Israel still allows this to happen, how Hamas troops can still crawl out of tunnels, I do not understand. Why there is a tunnel left in Gaza, I do not understand. I mean, I understand it. They don't want to bomb the tunnels because they're afraid of killing hostages. But that fear has crippled Israel, has made it impossible for it to win. That fear needs to go out the window. They need to do what's right. It's better late than never. It needs to happen. Otherwise, more people will die, and Israel will become a pariah in the world. If it had been gone, if they had gone ruthless and fast and effective early on, immediately after October 7th, the world by now would have forgotten about it. But they're dragging it out. every week there's a new famine declaration, and Israel is in very, very, very bad shape internationally.